During a recent group project, I had the opportunity to use some different types of cloud-based collaborative tools. For this presentation, for the sake of simplicity, I will refer to collaborative cloud-based tools as CBC tools. The specific CBC tools our group used were Slack, Trello, Google Docs, Dropbox, and Skype. Slack is an instant messaging tool that allows the user multiple options when sending a message or post. As you can see here, you can add images, add emoticons, share links to web pages, upload files. You can also add a star to a message so it is searchable, edit text after you have posted it, and format text. Slack also allows for the creation of different channels in which to communicate about different topics. As you can see here, we created 9 different channels to discuss our project. There is also the option to send a direct message to a team member within the group that only they can view. The CBC tool we used for project management was Trello. In Trello you can create boards. Here we created 4 different ones. Within a board you can create lists and give them titles. Here there are 4 lists titled Timetable, To Do, Currently Doing and Completed. Further within the lists you can create cards and add information to them. When you open a card you can add various information such as title, team members, set due date, description of what the task is, and attach a file. You can also add a checklist to show which team members have completed the card task and add comments. The card will also show a list of all actions that have been completed within the card. Use the CBC tool Google Docs for collaborative authoring. A Google Docs file looks similar to a Word file and has many of the same features. However, a key difference is that multiple authors can view the document at once, as well as suggest edits, perform edits, and accept edits. Of the revision history of the previous file shows how multiple authors have contributed to the one document. See the corresponding colours of the author's name to the text in the document. Dropbox was the CBC tool used to share our files. It allows you to put all files within one folder so that all members have access to them. Finally, we use a voice chat CBC tool. Skype allows for direct voice and video transmission between computers via the internet. It also has a chat area where you can send text messages. We use Skype during our group project to conduct weekly meetings. Based on our experiences using the CBC tools, I have identified some key strengths and weaknesses of each that I consider important in terms of implementing them on a larger corporate scale across the AWIS branches. A critical difference to consider in the corporate context is the importance of maintaining data security and privacy. Slack is powerful in its capacity to integrate multiple technologies to enrich simple text messages. It is also very accessible due to its ability to perform over multiple platforms, including iPhones, iPads, PCs and Macs. Its ease of use, however, may be a problem, with users likely to post irrelevant messages within channels, thus contributing to a long list of information to sort through. Another issue to consider is that there is no restriction on members inviting non-members to a channel, thus documents perhaps being viewed by unauthorized persons. Trello, like Slack, is available over multiple platforms. Another advantage it has is the inbuilt notification system, which automatically sends alerts when a card is approaching its due time. There is also the provision of regular support emails to assist with the use of the tool. While it is useful to be able to move lists and cards to monitor the progress of a project, it does require some skill to be able to structure the information within the various parts so that it is easy to follow and retrieve information. It could well become a confusing maze if not well designed. Another issue with Trello is that it may not translate well into a larger organisation with many members. All members have authority to manipulate information within Trello, so there would have to be a system in place to monitor who does what to avoid confusion. Greatest strength is its capacity to allow multiple authors for one document. This would be great for a project at AWIS that required collaboration amongst its 25 geographically isolated branches. It also means that there would be a greater number and variety of ideas and experiences being sourced. Its strengths may also be its weakness. As with multiple contributors, the document would be in a constant process of change, so would require much more effort on the part of its contributors to stay up to date. There is also the risk that contributions are added without thought for the general cohesion of the document, resulting in a mishmash of ideas. Box is useful in that it provides one place for all members of a team to store documents. It means that in a group project, all members have access to the same resources and are kept up to date. It is also a good tool in terms of preservation of documents, as each member will have their own Dropbox, so if one member loses a document due to computer failure, it can easily be retrieved by other members. This would be most advantageous for a branch of AWIS that lost electronic documents due to natural disaster, as other branches could supplement them. The biggest risk with Dropbox is its vulnerability to breaches of data security. Documents placed in Dropbox can be further shared, so it would be unsuitable as a place to store data of a confidential nature. The other issue we encountered with Dropbox is that it relies on good filing and naming system so that documents can be found easily. Skype is a much cheaper option to conduct a group call than a traditional telephone conference call, and it also has the added feature of video and text chat. Its major downfalls are technical reliability. The quality of communication is dependent on the internet connections it makes. During our group project, we struggled with problems of members getting cut out, pictures freezing and voices being delayed, all of which made for a difficult communication process. If we were a tool adopted by AWIS, it would be important to have backup measures if it was to prove unsuccessful. So, in conclusion, I believe each CBC tool we used could be upscaled and implemented at AWIS. However, that implementation would need to take into consideration the issues I have raised for each, as well as considering how best the strengths could be utilised. I would suggest for each tool a process that involves a group consultation process, examining the factors outlined in this diagram and further described in the PDF link attached. I believe this would ensure the best implementation of CBC tools at AWIS.